Today we're sharing the 5 things we love about our van.
We can't share the 5 things that we hate about our van without sharing
the 5 things we love about our van.
Yes. If you missed the video, I think it was a couple of weeks ago that we put out, it was a video titled The 5 Things We Hate About Our Van. Go give that a watch. I'll link that right here and down in the description box. We've seen a lot of videos out there about van conversions and DIY vans and the things that people love and hate about those vans, but we haven't really found much about a van like ours. And so this is the kind of video that we definitely would have needed when we were shopping for a van.
Our van is a Ram Promaster 1500 made by Thor Motor Coach, and it is an 18T. So that means that it's 18 feet long, and T is the model, so that just is the floor plan inside.
Yeah. It's a 2022?
Correct.
Okay. There's a lot about that out there, you know, but for simple terms, it's a 2022. And one thing we found is that there are so many options out there when trying to buy a van like ours.
Right. You've got the Mercedes versus the ProMaster. You've got all different size wheelbases, all sorts of layouts, different manufacturers. So it can actually be a little overwhelming when you're trying to go out and find something. And when we were looking around trying to decide, do we want to build? Do we want to buy one? We ended up going and buying one because of, you know, timing and everything that's kind of going on in the world, supply chain issues, all that stuff. So it just made a lot more sense for us to say, hey, we want to get out there, get doing this right away. And so we decided to buy one versus build it out ourselves.
Our original plan was to build a van out. But like you said, with everything going on in the world, supply chain and all of that, timing just didn't work out for us to build a van. And so I feel like we're super grateful that we found this van. It was in stock.
Yes, and they're very hard to find. All of the Class Bs, no matter who makes it, what model, what have you, they are very difficult to find and in stock. So we were just really grateful that this was ready there for us to get it when we did.
Yeah. So anyways, long story made short, we want to help you guys out if you are trying to just buy a van ready-made like we did. But before we get started, we do have to cover something that we covered in our 5 Things We Hate video and give you an update, because one of the things that we hated about our van had to do with the auto locks, and you guys were amazing and let us know how wrong we were.
Right. So there's a button on the door and it has an icon on it for the window to go up and down.
Okay, I actually think you just need to go show them because it's crazy. Let's go show them.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go to the driver's side and we'll look at the door to show you what I'm talking about. So these buttons open and close the windows and are pretty common on every vehicle. But they use that same icon almost for the locks on the center console. So we'll swing around to the other side and make it a little easier to show you. So this icon is for locking the doors. I assumed that that was the window lock, not the door lock. So I actually never pressed it before. So, oh, key's not in. But let me start it and I'll show you. Okay, there we go. So I never pressed this button. I didn't expect it to unlock and lock the doors. I expected it to lock just the windows, just like a child lock in a car, but apparently there's no children allowed in these vans. So there were a few of you that let us know that that's where we could find the lock. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys very much for commenting. The first thing we love about our van are the bug screens. These come standard with all the Thor vans, but let me show you how this works. It's pretty simple to install. First thing you do is just attach these. So So some people have shared that they have problems with these fitting together, and we have not had any issues. A couple things though. One is, once this material has had a chance to kind of stretch out, warm up, and relax, it fits a lot better. The other thing is we can adjust where we install it on the Velcro on the side. So we've had no problems, you know, installing them, using them. We think they're great. We love them. They've been a lifesaver when we're out in the desert and there's bugs and things like that. The great thing is there's not just one of these, there's two. So same thing, start over here. And that's how quickly you can install the second one.
So number 2, the second thing that we love about this van, probably I love it more than Bob because I sleep on the side of the bed, happens to be this plug right down here. So I've got my phone, I've got the plug, and this little cubby hole right here, you just plug it in right here and it gives it power, and the van's not even on. How cool is that? But there's also just a regular plug. It looks like there's a lighter plug. Is that what it's called?
It's a 12-volt socket.
Okay, so a 12 volt socket, a phone plug. There's 2 of them for the phone, and then 2 normal size plugs. The coolest thing is, you know, when this turns into a bed, I sleep on this side, and so I'm actually able to plug my phone in and just set it in this little cubby and let it charge all night. And so I absolutely love where they placed that plug.
Number 3, BMP Control Master. In the Thor vans, they have a great control system. They're able to take all of the things that you would normally see gauges for or indicators, and they bring it into one system called RV Master. And they have this display where you can turn on your water pump, you can turn on the lighting, you can turn on the generator, everything that you need to control the coach, you can actually control from this panel right here. So it's just really nice and convenient. It's nice and clean. I've seen some of the other vans where they've got lots of different switches and indicators and, you know, huge panels of stuff. We don't have any of that. We just have this one nice interface that we can control all the main components of the van. Super easy to use and just really nice.
So before we move on to number 4, I wanted to share what I love about the control panel. And I will say there's been so many times where I just like hop in here and I need to wash my hands really fast. And I'm like, okay, it's so easy to come over here, go to water. I don't know if you can see it, but you go to water pump. It turns it right on. And then you come over here, flip this off. I'm not going to turn it on because I don't actually want to clean it up. But it's just such a nice, quick way to get the water on, get the lights on, and lots more, but those are the things that I mostly use it for. So, and then you just come back over here, click that, and the water pump is off.
Number 4, the windows. So this van is considered a window van. It has all of this glass on the side. And I really like this look. It just looks really nice and sleek. Some of the vans have port windows, so they cut just a small little like rectangular or square window in it. And I'm just not a huge fan. I don't like the look of the exterior. I like how it looks on the inside, but for me, I care how it looks on the outside. So I really like this. And so you can see this little cutout here. This is one of our windows that you can open from the inside. So let's go inside and take a look at that. So here, this is where we sleep. So typically my head is like right up here when we're sleeping at night. And it's really nice and convenient because you can just slide that window open and you have a nice little bug screen on here. You get some good airflow through the van and it doesn't take away from the way that it looks on the outside. So this is something I really enjoy and I really like this specific van and how Thor has put this together. They've done a great job. Number 5, the layout. So it's the last one on our list for today, but I personally think one of the most important. You need to have a van that meets your needs. So whether that's if you want a place to put a mountain bike or a kayak, or you're looking for a lot of room because you want to entertain people, whatever reason that you are looking to get into a van, you need to have a layout to match those needs. And so for us, one of the big things were a bed. So there's a bed down here for both of us to sleep on, but we also wanted to have a space that was big enough for us to, you know, have people in. We're tall people, so we need some space where we can move around. We didn't want to feel, you know, claustrophobic and tight. And we also needed a size that would fit in our driveway and all those things that we've talked about in our other videos. And so this van works out really, really well for us. We have this nice big door that's unobstructed. We have our bed. We have our full kitchen, a great refrigerator, a microwave, and the stove. So we have everything we need, plus this big open area so it doesn't feel cramped and tight. It's just really nice to be able to, you know, escape into here and relax at night where you can get some good sleep. And we just really enjoy the layout of this van.
Like Bob said, the space is really important. We are both over 6 feet tall. And in a lot of vans, I was finding that the bed was closer to the ceiling, if that's what we're calling it. And it made us both feel claustrophobic. And so we definitely love that when we make the couch out into a bed, it's low and there's so much space around us and we don't feel claustrophobic because we are in a tiny van. We do have the smallest van there is, I believe. And we wanted a small space to feel big. And so, yeah, I agree with Bob. That's why we love the layout of this van.
Guys, look at that sunset in the window. It's amazing out here right now.
I love how we were just talking about like the spaciousness of this van, but if we're being honest, this is a really tight fit right here. We're sitting on the edge of the van and it can only fit 2 people. So
yeah, we're pretty much taking up the whole doorway.
But it is spacious, don't get us wrong. And so that is our 5 things that we absolutely love about this van. One thing that we didn't mention, I guess this can be a bonus one, is the price of the van, right?
It was very well priced. Not that it was cheap by any means.
It wasn't cheap.
But being our first van, we had a budget, and this was well inside of our budget.
Yeah.
And we definitely may have some things that we want to look for in the future.
Our next van.
Our next van.
When we trade this one in. We do like it though, don't get me wrong. This van has a lot of adventures coming its way. But yeah, price did play not a huge part, but it played a big part. And it is something that we loved about this van, the fact that it was in our budget. So that's the 5 things that we love about our van.
And if you haven't seen our previous video on the 5 things we hate, although I don't like to use the word hate.
I don't either.
Maybe some things we might want to change.
Yes.
That's another great video to tell you a little bit more about our van.
Yeah, it was tough coming up with like, okay, what are 5 things that we just hate about our van? We kind of struggled a bit, but we definitely found 5. And you saw at the beginning of this video, one of them we have to take off that list. So it's really a 4 thing we hate about our van video. But thanks for joining us today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Let us know, do you have this van? Is it a van you've been looking at? Is there any other questions or concerns or things that you want to know about this van? Let us know in the comments below. We love to help you guys out in any way that we can, but that's all I think we have for now.
I think that covers everything.
Yeah, I think it did cover everything. So we hope you liked the video, guys. Until next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
We have lots of fun edits with
cars and sounds and craziness.
Yeah.
You gotta be ready at all times.
I know.
Go.
Just a minute. We'll be gone soon.
Da, na, 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 na. I can't really sing though.
Na, 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 na.
Dun, dun.
And neither can I. And if you like this video, don't forget it. I'm going too fast. Okay.
I should have just done it.
You should have just gone with that.
I know. And there's another car.